Hi Flosstube, my name is Danielle, and I thought I would post something up here. If you are new to my channel, you'll probably see a lot of stuff to do with jewelry making, and you'd be right. That's what you see. Your eyes do not fool you. I haven't made any jewelry in ages, and months and months and months. I've just lost my kind of inspiration. I didn't appreciate how much watching YouTube in general, watching people do something that you do and are like-minded to you, I didn't appreciate how they can inspire you and kind of keep you going unconsciously, even if you're not doing the same project that they are, or even if you don't like talk to them terribly often. You know, it's just so a couple of my favorite beadworkers. One was Teresa of TC Beads. She's passed away. It'll be 2 years ago that she died, in September. If I'm not mistaken, it was September. And that was so sad, because it was very, very, very sudden. It wasn't expected. She wasn't old, so it was definitely a huge shock to that community. Ruby Lockwood, her tutorials are still there, and she doesn't intend to take them down, but she's not uploading any more jewelry making videos. She posted a video all about that and how it's just not her passion anymore. It's not her gig. So not having those two around, I felt kind of, I don't know, isolated or something. So I did a lot of wire wrapping and a lot of wire wrapping tutorials, and my gosh, those are a lot of work. A lot of work. They're hard to do. Just from a technical standpoint, like, because I had to shoot the footage and then do a voiceover track, because you can't just tell people as you go, at least I can't, tell people, okay, I'm just going to bend this piece of copper over here and it's going to look like that. Like, no. I have to just go with the flow. And so yeah, I did do a bunch of heady wrap tutorials and stuff like that. So if you're interested in learning about beadwork, because I've done a lot of bead work and embroidery and bead weaving, then feel free, because it's here. If you are a cross-stitcher, that is also fine. You are welcome here. I love doing popular culture in my cross-stitch and subversive cross-stitch. Those are my favorite things. So I can show you. Just reach over. Now, I hope I'll roll back so you hopefully can see this. See that? Dun 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 dun. It's a Death Star, as you might have guessed. I just finished it, and it's so fun. I love it. It's on a piece of pre-packaged, it's a square of Ada. It was just a June Taylor Ada that I got at, I think, Fabricland or something. You can get it anywhere though. And I dyed it myself with RIT powder dye, and I think I used Sunshine Yellow, Petal Pink, and a magenta. if I'm not mistaken, in pretty strong concentrations. And I like to jam jar dye, so I can potentially show you that another time when I'm, going to be doing that. It's, I thought maybe it would only work with fiber activated pigment, like Procyon and things like that. But I can't get Procyon very easily. So, and Rick dye is heat. It's all about the heat. So I thought, how can I make this work? And it's easy. You just use hot water. Really hot water. I like to take a giant pickle jar. We have one. It's huge. I forget how big. It's big though. Probably, I'm looking at it. It's probably I want to say 3 liters. So I guess just over a gallon. I don't know about gallons. I'm not as good. I'm Canadian. Can't you tell? So I'm not so good with imperial measurements. So do forgive me. I do try to convert as best I can. So yeah, that's what I do, and that's how I get those kind of creases and things in the Ada, is like wrinkling it all up and putting it in a base layer of dye that's already poured into the jar, sit it in there, and then put some more pigment of another color in there, and then I dye a whole lot of fabric all at once, and I let it sit there like overnight, and then I rinse it out, and it looks really, really cool. I can do another video about that just on its own at another time, but that Death Star pattern that you saw is from the Awesome Pattern Studio on Etsy. So go there, check it out. It's really, really a good shop if you like popular culture and other things. I mean, she does other stuff too, but she does a lot of kind of more funky, modern stuff. And I believe she's in Russia, somewhere in Eastern Europe. So it's going to be cool, right? In the embroidering community, as in the beading community, those Russians, they are fantastic. They are witch doctors with all of that. So they're cool. They're great. I adapted the pattern for the fabric that it is on because I love subversion. So it's not very evil looking as a Death Star stitched onto a pink and orange background. Now, is it? I also used, excuse me, I like using, I don't know if there's anyone else out there like me that is like this, but I like to use what I think of as novelty thread. They are DMC, but I consider them novelty because they are the light effects and the silk thread, which, I mean, they're rayon. And the light effects are usually polyester. So they are synthetic, but they can create some cool effects. I don't know if you can really tell, but like this crescent in blue right here, that's done in like a blue rayon. It's just got an extra sheen to it. I don't know if it really translates actually, but it's also a thicker, like one ply of it is actually thicker than the cotton. This is cotton in the gray. So, and I also did the Death Star itself, the gray bits, are actually done with two threads. There's the first kind of under layer, the first leg of each cross is done in the called for gray, which is this gray in the moon. It's all backwards. So it's this gray. But these are full cross stitches in that gray, you see. Whereas these are only half done with that gray. And the other part on top that's shiny is a rayon in a silver. So it makes the Death Star look like chrome, almost. In reality, it looks chromy. Excuse me. Yeah, on camera, no, not really. But in real life, it looks really cool. And I also liked, well, where's some light effect? Oh, I used light effects in white for the white, like, stars. I used that for that, and I used it a little teeny tiny bit right there for that darker part of the triangle. That's a light effect thread that doesn't translate all that nicely. And this is the rayon again, up here. So you get these two different things going on, which I love doing. Now I know that other people out there are like, ah, light effects, yuck. But I really like using them, even if it takes longer. Excuse me. Even if it takes longer to get it done, which it does. It does, I'm not gonna lie. It's pickier. But, light effects especially are pickier. You have to just take your time, just pull gently, don't fight it, just let it go. It's very good. It's very good at calming a person down, I think, if you've gotten angry about something or upset for some other reason, that doing that can actually help. For me, anyway. The rayon threads, though, are super, because they're slick, because they're shiny, so they're super slippery. There's a couple of tricks to using those so that they don't unravel on you. But those you can do the sewing method pretty easily with them. Which brings me to another thing. People always show their works in progress or whatever in Q-snaps or hoops, but usually Q-snaps. And I have one Q-snap, and it is currently empty, even though I've got stuff going on. I don't really like it. I got it for this Death Star, actually. And I tried it, and I tried it, and it just took me longer to do, longer to work. And I was using just cotton with it. I wasn't doing anything with the novelty threads. That's because I'm just so used to the sewing method, where you just tip your needle and whoop, and you're through, and you just keep going. It's so quick. I don't want to stab all the time. And the only reason I'm not a stabber as much is because I came to cross stitch through free embroidery. So I embroidered using all manner of different stitches first. So I like doing crewel stitches and stump work. What else? What else have I done? Oh, some gold working techniques. I've actually never done any proper gold work with the gold, but I want to. Gold work is very pretty. And being Canadian, I feel that gold work is a good idea. There's a connection there with the royal family and all. I've taken craftsy classes in embroidering of all styles and quilting. Many quilting classes because I like doing that too. But I think I'm a better embroiderer than I am a quilter. Although I'm pretty decent at quilting, especially if I can piece it by hand. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. I'm good at the hand work for some reason. I mean, I'm good at machine stuff too. Like, I'm a better machine quilter for the actual quilting part. I'm good at free motion stuff. I like doing that because it's like drawing. So that's really, really fun. But the patchwork itself is fun to do by hand because you can sit there comfortably on your couch. You don't have to sit, you know, at a machine and make sure your posture is absolutely perfect, because if it's not, your back will be so sore. So, yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff over time, and I didn't cross stitch for many years. I started and I did a kit that I bought for a bookmark for my husband. Probably about 13 years ago. And I did it, and I finished it, and I gave it to him, and he loved it, and he still does. It needs a wash now, though. It's kind of dirty. I should have brought it over, but I didn't. Anyhow, the instructions were very rigid, because I'd never cross-stitched before, ever. So I wanted to follow the directions, because I figured, well, I've got directions, I might as well use them. So it said, you know, it was like a dot matrix approach to stitching, where you had to start at the bottom and go up. You couldn't move around in any other direction. That's bad. It was just super formal, I guess, for lack of a better term. I mean, I did it that way, but it was a pain in the neck because there were lots of isolated stitches and stuff, and they didn't tell you about how to do that. And they basically said, you know, you can't travel at all. And, you know, they didn't explain the concept of a pin stitch or something, and it's just like, I look back on it now and I'm like, oh my gosh, no wonder that thing took me forever to do. It was 14 count Ada. It was like as basic as you can get, and not very many colors, and that thing took me like a month to do. And it was just a little bookmark. It's, you know, like an inch wide or something. Like, it's super silly, but it's because I didn't want to break the rules, you know. Anyway, I went on YouTube and I actually discovered the she calls herself the Mad X Stitcher. Her channel is Mad X Stitcher, but I call her the Mad Cross Stitcher. Her name is Milesy. She's really fun. She does a lot of pop culture stuff. It's really cool. And right now she's doing a bunch of Pokemon. Like, she's doing like a whole bunch of characters in little teeny tiny hoops for a project that she's contributing to. She's like a contributing artist to some sort of a great big project. So she's always posting time-lapse photography videos of herself stitching characters from Pokemon, and that's really fun because my daughter loves Pokemon. I have a 9-year-old. She's not, although that's not totally accurate. She used to love Pokemon a lot. She still has all her cards, and she still like knows about them and stuff. But she really likes I would say her first love right now is probably YouTube. And more feminine things. She loves Pusheen the cat and Hello Kitty, of course, and Disney. They're called Tsum Tsums. They're these little Disney plushes that you can get that are kind of like those little tiny tie babies that you can get. They're the same size as that, but they're the Disney characters. She's got an Ariel and I can't remember who else. Ariel for sure. I can tell you that much. But anyway, she likes stuff like that lately. But she likes my Death Star. She's like, that's cool. Which is nice, because she's 9 and nothing is cool. So, the fact I did something cool is just like, whoa, this red letter. So, favorite Flosstube channels. Milesy, the Mad X-Stitcher. I think I like her because she's a lot like me. We're of a similar age, I think, as well, which kind of helps. She's got really short hair in the sides, and on top, she's got it, she always has it punk colored, so it's like, I think right now it's like punk YouTuber red. I've seen it other times when it's green, like bright cartoon green. It's so cool. It looks really cool on her. So she's fun if you like cross-stitching and just a more modern approach. Kinder Ramblings. She's really fun. She is a kindergarten teacher in Florida who loves Disney. She goes to Disney like, what did she say? Like at least once a year? And I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. So she's really fun. She really likes Lizzie Kate and things like that. She does more kind of more whimsical, very cute things. Not things that I would really have, but they're cute though. Stitching Shadows. She's the first person I think I subscribed to, other than Milesy. Her name is Andrea, and she is in Massachusetts, and she really likes doing, because of her proximity to Salem, she really likes to kind of explore that kind of witch, kind of spooky, out of the woods, kind of Halloween-y subject matter. So she did something called I forget who designed it, but it was called the Skull Banner, and that was really cool on black Ada. It was really nice. I liked it. And she also did a really cool Edgar Allan Poe Nevermore pattern, which is really cool. And I'll get back to that in a second. Another favorite channel that I just discovered like yesterday is Melinda Colors with String. She's really cool. She is a mom. She's got 3 sons, I want to say. Yeah, 3. And one of them is 9. The other 2 are basically grown up, but she's got a 9-year-old boy as well. And she's really funny because she did a video, and I'm not kidding. She was wearing a shirt that said the sass and the word sass was written in that Star Wars font, you know, the thick. Well, it said the sass is strong in this one, and it was so funny because at the time she was saying, I'm not really a nerd. I nearly fell over. I was like, you're not really? And then I watched another video, and she's wearing an R2-D2 shirt. I'm like, okay, I need to comment about this. So I did. And I was like, just so you know, you said that you aren't a nerd and you were wearing an R2-D2 shirt and a Star Wars shirt, and it's kind of nerdy. But she responded with, I'm a closet nerd. We get along with others. I'm like, oh, burn. I'm a nerd, but I've learned from my husband that nerds can get along with others. You don't have to be a jerk to be a nerd. And if you are a jerk nerd, then stop being mean about it. Anyway, she's really fun. And she's also, another thing that I thought was cool about her is she's like the one other person that I've ever known who stitches one thing at a time. I am a monogamous stitcher. I'm not kidding. That's just the way I am. If I have more than one or two, potentially, that's just way too overwhelming. I don't know how people do it. I know people do. I know there are people out there that have like 30 things on the go, and that would just make me freeze. I could not do that. No. Could not. I would just not be able to do any work at all. So, and also, I don't have a big house and enough money to buy all the supplies for everything, and any space to store it all. So I basically work one project at a time for pragmatic reasons and for psychiatric reasons. Who else? Oh, Stitching in the Sun is a cool channel. She lives, I forget her name. I'm terrible. But she lives on the Gold Coast in Australia. So that's really fun to hear about Australia. And she showed a bunch of pictures of where she lives, and it's just like, oh, well, I've always wanted to go to Australia. I've always wanted to do that. It sounds really, really fun. And a lot of cool stuff goes on in Australia that I'd love to see. So, yeah, for today, I think those are my favorites. I will link to them. On Etsy now, like I said earlier, the Death Star pattern is from the Awesome Pattern Studio on Etsy. And Andrea from Stitching Shadows was stitching the Nevermore Edgar Allan Poe thing. And that is from Witchy Stitch, and she's on Etsy, and it's cool because she lives actually about an hour away from me. So we live in the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia, which is where, if you're at all interested in the History Channel, that's where they filmed a TV show here called Bud Empire, I think it's called. It's all about the Be Kind marijuana dispensary that's in Kelowna, which isn't far from here either. So that's where we live, is there. So if you've seen that show, that's where we are. I live maybe 45 minutes from downtown Kelowna, so yeah, we're close by. And she's also got a website, witchystitch.com, and if you go there, she's got a whole bunch of free patterns, which is awesome. And I've got one that I actually bought from her shop. I didn't realize it could be free. It looks like nothing right now. It's a black stripe so far, but it's a spoof on McDonald's. It's called McGoths, and the slogan under the sign, it's the McDonald's sign, like you'd recognize it, but instead it says McGoths inside, and underneath it says, I'm hating it. And I was like, yay, that's so cool. So you can go to her website and get it for free if you want, or for very cheap from her Etsy shop. I think I paid $3 Canadian for it, and it's a PDF, so it's a cool one. Another Etsy shop that I finally was able to find, I think she was taking a break or something, because I was having a hard time finding it, is The Primitive Hare. She does neat things. She's from Italy, which I found interesting, because her stuff looks very North American, or to me, anyway. I don't know. So, anyway, yeah, I've been going on for way too long. I'm sorry. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope that you have a great day. Lots of fun with your project or projects. And I will definitely talk to you soon, and I look forward to, hopefully speaking with you in the comments. That would be great. I haven't uploaded anything at all this year because, I don't know, I just got burnt out, but you all inspired me to get off my butt and actually do something, so here I am doing it. So, thanks for listening. Goodbye. I'll be back soon.